As night falls, 37 million Canadians turn out their lights and settle down for the night. But as we sleep, there's something interesting going on. House hippos have returned to Canadian homes, but they're extremely hard to spot. They enjoy admiring their reflections, hoarding socks, helping themselves to your devices, and annoying your pets. It looks like Canada has a house hippo problem.
Is this video real? Could it be real? Pause for a minute and talk about it. If it's fake, how do you think they did it? Why might somebody want to make a fake video about house hippos? Pause to talk about that for a minute.
It looks like Canada has a house hippo problem.
Or do we? We brought back the house hippo to show how easy it is to be fooled in our digital world. Find out how to tell what's real and what's not at breakthefake.ca.
Did you think the video was made with CGI? Or did you guess that it was made with puppets? Puppets can look and feel real, even when we can see the puppeteer. That's because our brains think that what we see is real, even if we see it on a screen. Puppeteering also uses one of the most basic tools for making media look real, using the camera frame to control what we can and can't see. Here's another example of how we can make something look real by controlling the frame. How does limiting what we see make this look real? What else about this video makes it convincing? Pause for a minute to talk about that. Now we're going to take a look at some different pictures. They all have to do with animals. Try to guess which ones are real and which are fake. Which of these signs is real and which is fake? Pause, then take a few minutes to talk about why you think one is fake and one is real. The sign on the left is real, the one on the right is fake, but there's no easy way to tell. If you've never been attacked by a red-winged blackbird, you'd have no way of knowing these little birds can be dangerous. How about these? What clues might tell you which is real and which is fake? Pause for a minute to talk about it. The answer is, there aren't any clues. The one on the left is fake, it's made of plastic, but some baby octopuses are that small and look just like that. If it were a photo of a real baby octopus, it might not look any different. The photo on the right might look like CGI, but it's a real animal called a nudibranch. But it wouldn't look any different if it were some CGI alien from a movie or a video game. How about these two? Can we tell whether they're real or fake? Pause for a minute to talk about it. You're probably starting to figure out that there isn't an easy way to tell. In fact, these are both real. The bottom picture is of a Malabar ground squirrel, and it really is that color, though it wouldn't be hard to Photoshop a picture of a regular squirrel to look like that. The top picture shows a weasel attacking a woodpecker by jumping on it, which really does happen sometime. Don't worry, the woodpecker was okay. Last two pictures. Are they both real? Both fake? Pause for a minute to see if you can guess. Both of these are a bit misleading. The top one really is a picture of what's called a cyclops shark, but that isn't actually a kind of shark. It's something that sometimes happens to sharks when they're growing inside their eggs. The picture is totally real, though. The second picture is real, except for the most important part, the knitting needles and scarf, which were added with Photoshop. So how can we find out if something is real or not? If somebody showed you this website about the Pacific tree octopus, for example, what could you do to see if it was real? take a minute to talk about that. Search engines like Google are really useful for finding out what's real and what isn't, but you have to use them carefully. That's because when you search for something, even if it's completely made up like the house hippo or the tree octopus, the top results will often be the site that claims it's true. To find out if something we see online is for real, we have to ask 3 questions. Where did it come from? Not where did we see it, but where did it originally come from? When we find that out, we can ask, is that a reliable source? And if we think something might be fake, we can ask, has somebody else already debunked it? Because it's so easy to copy and share things online, it's important to find out where something originally came from before you decide whether or not to trust it. On a website, follow links that lead back to the source. You can also use a search engine like Google or DuckDuckGo to find out where the story originally came from. To find the original source of a picture, you can use a reverse image search like TinEye.com. Whether you're looking at a website, a picture, a video, or a news story, what matters is whether or not the source that originally created it is reliable. You can find out by asking someone like a teacher, a librarian, or your parents or guardians. You can also search Google or another search engine for information on that source to see if they're reliable or not. A lot of the time, that Google search will take you to Wikipedia, so it can sometimes be faster to see if there's a Wikipedia article on the source. But sometimes it can be fastest to start with a source that you already know is reliable. If you're looking for information on animals, for example, you can go straight to National Geographic and search there instead of going through Google. Sometimes a single search can break the fake if a professional fact-checker has already done the work for you. You can use Google or another search engine to do this. Just add the word hoax or fake to your search, like tree octopus fake. You can also search professional fact-checkers with our custom search engine. Type bit.ly/fact-search into the address bar and then search your topic. Now that we know all that, how could we find out if this picture of a frog is real? Remember, there's no way to tell just by looking at it. Pause for a minute and talk about how you would find out if this was real or fake. Here's one way you might start. Because this is a picture, a reverse image search is a good idea. You can right-click it or tap with 2 fingers on a Chromebook and select Copy Image Location. Next, go to tineye.com and paste the address into the search bar. You can see that this photo has appeared at reliable sites like The Telegraph, a British newspaper, and the BBC. If you don't know whether those sites are reliable, you'll need to check Wikipedia or ask an adult you trust. Pause for a minute. What are some other websites or other sources that you know are reliable? How do you know they're reliable? The biggest clue to whether a source is reliable or not is its track record, whether or not it's mostly seen as being accurate. For example, if we were to do a search on National Geographic, we'd see they've been publishing since 1888 and are a very trusted source about nature and animals. That means if we see a story there, like this one about the bare-hearted glass frog, it's almost sure to be true. Finally, if we do a search for bare-hearted glass frog and add the words hoax or fake, we only get results from reliable sources that tell us it's real. We didn't need to do all 3 steps. Any one of them would have been enough to tell us this was a real animal, but now you know how to do all 3. This lesson was developed by MediaSmarts, Canada's Centre for Digital Media Literacy. For more free MediaSmarts resources, visit mediasmarts.ca.